I'm Luli. I'm the founder of bloomingfounders.com. Blooming Founders is a platform that helps female founders accelerate their startup journey through events and a community.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Really excited to meet you and find out about your story.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So first things first, you worked for a number of larger organisations. What was it that just made you want to pursue a more entrepreneurial path?
My story, actually, I was never entrepreneurial, so becoming an entrepreneur was for me the default of not wanting to work for somebody else anymore. So it was really frustration where I was finding myself in a place in the corporate world. My last employer was Procter & Gamble, the world's largest FMCG company, and I was in brand management, so I was doing quite cool stuff, but I found myself in a position where I've had ideas for the brand that I was leading, but unfortunately my boss and the boss of my boss didn't kind of agree. I mean, Blooming Pharma is still a startup in itself, so I've been doing that for about a year and a half. But I already see a lot of collaboration within the community. So really what the community of Blooming Founders is a think tank, online think tank, where female founders can find answers and opportunities. So I know that women in my community partnered up and, so they can split the cost, and it's much more, more cost efficient, and also like a bigger marketing thing for everyone. And also people met at my events, and then, they got visibility, they got picked up by press, and, then got in contact with a distributor, and that has been really great.
So would you say that community and collaboration is at the heart of this new wave of entrepreneurship?
Yes. The reason why I set up Blooming Founders is because I found out that 70% of female founders start up by themselves. And if you start up by yourself, it's just way too hard. You have, less resources, less connections, and just less opportunities, basically. And I wanted to create a place where women, can basically get the reverse of that, right? So they can meet more people, get access to new opportunities, but also really sort of help each other. What I want to showcase with Dear Female Founder is that it's never too, early or too late to start up your own business. It's not, I've heard, one of the key reasons why I created this book is because I believe that there's a lack of female role models in the media space when we talk about startups. And you don't have to be based in London or Silicon Valley or New York to start up, your own business. You can do it from anywhere, and it can also be a tech company. The most inspiring letter, I think one of the most inspiring is from a woman called Ira. And she has started her first career as a professional fashion model. So she was a fashion model for over a decade. Then she became a mother and had to kind of quit that career. And then she parted ways with her partner, so now she's a single mom. And then she is now the CEO of a cybersecurity startup. Right? So I think making that leap from being a professional fashion model to really rocking the cybersecurity startup world, which is very male dominated, right, is really inspirational.
What's the best piece of advice that you've ever received in your own journey?
I think, funny, because I obviously am concerned a lot with advice from founders to founders. I think the best one that I would have heard for myself is put your oxygen mask on your first before you help others. And I think that's something that, it's kind of like when you're in the plane, you tell you security, like put your own oxygen mask on first. And I think that is really related to, I think a lot of women, including myself, we want to do business that also does good. And it is a fine line between doing good and doing business. At the end of the day, it has to be a business so it can sustain, so you can do more good. And I actually, I'm still sort of balancing the whole thing, right? Doing good for the female founders, but also creating value that actually, there is a sustainable monetization behind the model.
So have you got any personal tips, tricks, hacks for staying productive? What's your ethos for feeling successful?
Well, I think the ethos of feeling successful for a founder is not feeling overwhelmed, because that basically is what happens all the time. So organization is really important. I pretty much simplified my life to a few key things that I basically carry around with me all the time. So the book obviously is something I carry around. It's the best networking tool ever. But I also have I don't know if I basically my phone, my wallet, and my charger bag with business cards, and then my notebook, like the notepad, and obviously also my laptop, yeah, which without obviously I can't live. So what I do is kind of like every morning I have a 30-minute tube commute. So every minute I would kind of think about okay the to-dos, and I would jot it down in my notepad, and then I would basically sort of come to work feeling a bit more prepared. I know it's okay. I know what's going on, and then every evening when I go back like to home, then I would think about okay, what is like the things that I actually haven't done today, and what is like really important for tomorrow. So I kind of like try to prepare mentally on the tube while there's no Wi-Fi. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. It's been really interesting.
Thank you. Thank you.